Welcome back to the Milestone Moment, where we take top producing agents, ask them about their story, and get to know what made them successful in real estate. Today we have Gretchen Schmidt with the Metropolis team and Compass Real Estate. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
We're so grateful to have you. It's been fantastic kind of getting to know your name and see the reputation you've built. Tell us a little bit about how you got started in real estate and kind of how you got to where we are today.
Sure. Well, I would never have picked real estate. I did not pick real estate.
Real estate picked you, I guess.
Yeah, kind of. I came to it absolutely backwards. So I am by training a finance and accounting person.
Wow.
So I started out, one of my first jobs was Microsoft corporate accounting. So worked with all the, I used to work at Microsoft when it was in the X buildings. There was only 5,000 people. Gosh. And I would occasionally see Bill Gates in the hallways, and pre-personal stylist. So like his sweater would have little hanger marks in the shoulders, and he did not have a personal stylist then.
Okay. Wow. Okay. Quite.
And I came into real estate because my partner, my now ex, but partner at the time, was very entrepreneurial.
Okay.
And every day he would come home from his corporate job and say, let's buy a rubber stamp making machine. Let's buy a car wash. And, I could tell that
Let's do anything but work for Microsoft, I guess.
Yeah, well, he worked for Boeing.
Okay.
But,
not a big corporation, yeah.
I knew he would not be happy and he'd be very miserable if he did not have his own business. I was just trying to think as a, finance person, what is the lowest capital business that he could get into that would not put our house at risk?
Right. Yeah.
And one of my girlfriend's husband was in real estate, and I was like, that's it. That's it.
Okay.
Like all he's going to have to do is buy like business cards and some signs. Even back in the day, I didn't realize, how much you have to put into it. But I did know he wouldn't earn anything for a while.
Right. Yeah.
So I was like, why don't you have lunch with Todd? And see what you think about real estate. And he came home and he was like, that's it. Real estate. Getting into real estate. So he got into real estate, and I did all the behind the scenes stuff.
Okay.
Because I'm organized. I have systems. So he'd come home with business cards, and I'd say, we need a database.
Yeah.
So I set up the database. I said, we should probably do a newsletter.
Yeah.
So, and I said, we should probably have some timelines. So I did all the behind the scenes stuff. And we were pretty successful together. And then when we split up, I was still working part-time in capital projects at the Mercer Island School District.
Okay.
And I thought, okay, I can go into that full time, or maybe I could try real estate.
Yeah, you've already been doing it.
And I thought, I got the back end, I could probably figure out the front end.
Yeah. So
I did, and that was 2004.
Okay, my gosh.
Yeah.
And it's been growing. What is it that drives you about real estate? Is it the people? Is it the process?
It's the people.
Okay.
It's the people. I really do see my job as almost a mission. I feel like what I do is, first of all, I'm not a salesperson. That's why I thought I would never be in real estate, because I thought it was sales.
Right.
But it's not. I'm a facilitator.
Sure. Yeah.
I'm helping people do something they want to do that they don't do all the time, and there's such huge risks. This is the biggest investment most people ever make. And they don't do it very often. There's just so many ways it can go wrong. So I'm there to protect them. I'm there to educate them and just help their family make the next step. And so I see it as my way of helping families create generational wealth, create a way for them to start a business, create a way for them to finance college. It's so much more than just a house.
Yeah. Well, you've been a staple in the business. Obviously, you've been able to be growing in a way that makes it sustainable. What is that?
But I'm not that old, right?
I know that, not old. But I was just I started in the business in 2004 as well. So you just know that when you've been through a number of markets, you've seen quite a bit.
We look good for 35.
Right. Just turned 21.
That's
I'm
right.
sure. Yeah. That's what is the pillar of your business you think that's the thing that you think is kind of your special sauce that maybe is different than what other, obviously your understanding of the process and the numbers is probably second to none, but anything else that you would kind of...
My special sauce, I think my special sauce is that I feel like I'm there to protect people. Okay. And so I do have a lot of systems, a lot of communication, like over communication probably.
That's amazing.
But I like to help, like I really feel like my audience is busy professionals who, you know, they know they want to do this thing. Sometimes it's for good reasons, sometimes it's for sad reasons, you know. Buying and selling a home isn't always a happy process.
Be a life change for whether it was voluntary or something changed.
Yeah, there's lots of reasons why people are buying or selling, and some are happy and some are not.
Right.
So I see it as my mission to make it as easy as possible,
love that,
smooth as possible, to take everything off their plate that I can.
Wow, I love that. Love that. Now, the Milestone Moment, the name of the show, is there a moment that it all changed? Obviously, you tell us a little bit about your husband when he came home and you're like, okay, well, and then there could be maybe a couple moments. Is there anything that you would stand out as your milestone moment when it all changed for you in real estate?
Well, two, kind of. Because, you know, I obviously started in 2004. So we know what happened in 2008, 2009.
Yeah. Yep.
And like I had been building my business in 2009. I had my best year ever.
Oh, wow.
So I thought, I'm going to make it out of this unscathed. This is going to be great. But I didn't. 2010, everything just, I was working all the time. I was busy all the time. People were calling me, but I was only getting paid like every 5th contract I wrote.
Oh gosh, yeah.
You know, I'm sure you went through that too. But when you're only getting paid once every 5 contracts, it's not enough to live on.
Right.
And so I thought, I got to get some cash.
Yeah.
So I went back to a temporary agency.
Okay.
So Milestone Moment, like I needed to feed my kids.
Yeah.
So I called a temporary agency for finance and accounting, and I said, hey, I'm looking for some temporary work. So I just thought, I just need to get through a couple months.
Yeah.
And so I did some temporary jobs at Symetra, at Casey Family Foundation, and I was still working every night, every weekend, every break. I was making phone calls.
Okay.
And it's kind of the milestone moment. The opposite way of getting into real estate was when I realized, like, I'm working my tail off and I'm not making any money. I need to get out of real estate. So I got out of real estate in 2012 and went back to finance and accounting.
Okay.
And started working for a small technology consulting firm. Really great, mission and vision that they had. They worked with the Gates Foundation. They worked with a lot of nonprofits. So we did all this really great work.
Yeah.
But boy, I missed my clients. I missed the job I did. I missed being able to interact with my client base every day.
Yeah.
So after doing that for 6 years, I had just had another milestone moment where I said, I miss it too much. I want to get back into it.
Okay.
And I feel like when you come back to something intentionally the second time, you appreciate it so much more.
I love that. So you had a whole new kind of lease on life as far as the vision goes, and got back into it, and then that's probably similar to the business you have today as far as that goes?
Yeah, so I feel like I'm even more into being into real estate than I was the first time around. Because I gave up so much when I put so much into my business when I started, and giving it up just felt like giving up a child. It was so hard and so painful, but I said, I got to feed my kids.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, we have a lot of newer agents that watch this show, and I think the lesson that they would maybe glean from that is just grind it, keep working. There's obviously a path, maybe isn't a direct line. It can have some changes, but you got to fight through it and work your way.
That's right.
Work your people, your database, probably all those things. Any advice that you give to a newer agent to kind of get through some of those challenging times?
Those hard times? Yeah. Well, always stay in touch with your people.
Okay.
Always. And budget.
Yes.
I mean, coming from the accountant.
Yeah, right. Yes, the ledger. Take a look at the ledger.
Yeah, but like I know this business is feast or famine. It just always is. So never ever spend everything you make. Like I always sock everything away. Oh, and the other thing the advice I give to new people, get a line of credit.
Okay, there you go.
See, then they can talk to you.
Right, well, that's what we're here for, right? Give them access.
Get a home equity line of credit or a personal line of credit, but
just to be able to sustain.
Get something so that when those lean time comes or you're between commissions, you don't get so desperate that people sense desperation, and it's not pleasant.
Yeah, I love it. Interesting. So the Metropolis Group, tell us a little bit about that and how that kind of works for you.
Well, so the Metropolis Group actually started out as an independent brokerage, started by Chad Zinda, Dominica Lavaglia. Okay. And Dominica, Chad, and I, and a bunch of other people, we all started out at Windermere, years ago. And we loved Windermere. We all really enjoyed so many aspects of Windermere. And Chad and Dominica, they wanted just a little bit more, like a little more education, a little more collaboration, a little more kind of boutique, intimate feeling. Yeah. And so they started Metropolis.
Great.
And, it really brought kind of all the best things of Windermere and added some more. And so when I was coming back to real estate in 2018, I just said, I had lunch with tons of my old friends from real estate. And I said, so, if you were coming back to real estate now, what would you be considering? Because once you start out with a brokerage, you get really embedded, and there's just the cost of change.
Just want to do it once. You do it right, yeah.
You got to get new cars, you got to change all your market. Like, it's a lot of work to change. So unless something's really terrible, you're probably just going to stay.
Right. Yeah.
So I said, pretend you were free of that and you could just start anywhere. What would you be looking at?
Yeah.
So I got a couple of places, and then I went and talked to all of the brokerage heads. Yeah. And I said, how do you help your brokers be successful? What do you think sets you apart from any other brokerage out there?
I'll ask all the right questions, yeah.
And, what can you do for me to help me be successful? What are you going to provide that, that place down the street doesn't have?
Right.
And how much is it going to cost?
Okay, good. Yeah.
Because as a broker, you should always be looking at your
expenses. Give me all the stuff. Right. Yeah. Okay.
So, it got down to Metropolis and one other place that now doesn't exist. So I made a good choice.
Made the right pick. Okay.
That's right.
Interesting. So we're mostly through 2025. 2026 could be a totally different year. Is there anything that you're either excited about that you're going to be adding to your business, or something you're grateful for that you did in 2025? What are your thoughts on your business?
Well, I'm very excited that my son has just gotten his license.
Oh, okay.
So my son Connor is now working with me. So what I'm adding to the business in 2026 is a great new broker.
I love it. Okay. And is he just out of college, or what's his background?
Well, so he graduated from college, I don't know, 5 years ago. Okay. And he worked at PACCAR.
Okay. Yeah.
Which also, he is not a corporate person. Got it. So it was not a good fit. But nonetheless, he was enjoying his job there, but they restructured and he lost his job. So he had another job that a friend of mine helped him get that was, helping him get by. It was certainly not
what he was looking to do necessarily.
Job.
Yeah. Yep.
It was a get by job. Yeah. So he's been looking for a new job, and I was getting so busy that I just said, I got to get somebody to help me with things.
Yeah, that's
great.
He
said, well, I need some money, so.
Perfect. A match made in heaven.
Can I help you out? So he started just doing things, kind of part-time after work.
Yeah.
And I just got busier and busier, and I said, and he's never wanted to do real estate, never.
Well, that's real estate. We just said car and real estate found her, and that's sometimes the case, right?
That's exactly right. So I said, I know this is not what you want to do, but would you consider getting your license? You could help me with these things that you need to have a license to do. Yeah. And he said, sure.
Great. And he passed the test and everything.
He did. He passed the test, no problem. Yeah. And then I said, can you work for me full time? And he said, well, maybe. you know I am looking for a well-paying job. So
how much are you gonna pay me, Mom?
let's talk salary.
Let's put it on the table. Okay.
Let's talk money. And I was
He's
like,
already negotiating.
and
That's
I
good.
was like, good for him. Like this might be a great fit for him, because
That's
he's
good.
already able to just with complete confidence
Yeah.
just say,
Yeah.
yeah, this might work out. Let's talk about what it might cost.
Yeah. Okay.
And I said, okay.
That's so exciting.
I know.
Okay. Well, congrats. I love that. That's,
Yeah,
that's
I'm
very
excited
cool.
too. I hope he likes it, but I completely understand. I'm glad he's given it everything he's got, and he's going to try it. If it's a good fit, great.
No, that's it.
If
That
not,
is-
that's okay too.
that is awesome. I can't wait to meet him as well. That'd
Yeah.
be fantastic.
Yeah.
So you've been a fantastic guest. Is there anything you want to pass on to any buyers out there or newer agents, or just parting words as far as what you think about the market? Yeah.
Well, not just about the market, but we talked about this earlier. But I want to talk to listing agents about working with a good lender like you.
That's fantastic.
Because I don't know if everybody knows, but we met because I have a listing that was, it's a very lovely listing at a very high price point. And one of the buyers that really liked the house wanted to make an offer, just for various reasons was not in a position to get a conventional loan, that,
Yep.
kind of a vanilla loan.
Right.
And luckily for me, the buyer's agent knew you.
Yep.
And she was able to connect the buyer with you, and you were able to help put together a non-conventional deal
Yeah.
that worked out well for everybody.
Love
So
that.
as a listing agent, you need to have a good lender, so that when you come across a buyer who really wants to buy the home but maybe doesn't fit into the conventional boxes, you need to have a creative lender
Yep.
that can put things together. So buyers, when you're working with buyers or sellers,
Yeah.
you need to have a good lender, and you just might not think about that when you're a listing agent, that you need a good lender.
Right. No, we appreciate that. And yeah, we had to, take the higher of the two scores and a whole different non-QM product that worked really well. And buying at 3.2 million, so those loans can be very unique, and there needs
Exactly.
a product that fits. So we're grateful for the endorsement, if you will.
That's right. That's right. So that's my advice.
My gosh.
Start working with a good lender, and you've got one right here. So
Oh my gosh. Well, you're too kind, Gretchen. Thank you so much. You've been a fantastic guest. Thanks for being on the show. We appreciate it.
that's great.